Well, hello everybody. Hello everyone. Ooh, smells like cigar. Yes, please. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I know it smells like cigar. Next time I'll try to spray before I start the video. So, guys, today we're gonna be doing something very interesting. Okay. Um. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I can see you guys. Okay, so today we are going to be discussing a very special concept, very simple, very easy concept in astrology. It's not necessary, it's not really related to just Vedic astrology. You can use it with any astrology you want. And that is Karka Lagna. Karka Lagna concept. What is Karka Lagna concept? See, Karka Lagna, you might be thinking I'm talking about Cancer ascendant. No. Karka meaning significator ascendant. To study a chart, to understand the life of that particular thing or things from Karaka Lagna. So what do I mean by this? Well, Karaka Lagna means, so as you know in Vedic astrology, there are several Karkas. Okay, so the most common we know is Venus as the Karka of marriage, right? Mars, the Karka of siblings. Jupiter, Karka of children and Guru. Sun, the Karka of father. Moon, the Karka of mother. Rahu, the Karka of paternal grandfather. Ketu, the Karka of maternal grandfather. And Saturn, servants. Mercury, aunts and uncles. Okay, am I forgetting something? And I know in New Age, people may use Uranus for astrologers, but just that's Jupiter. Because Jupiter is a counselor, and Jyotish wasn't just an astrologer, they were actually known as philosophers. They were known as the advisor of the oh Jesus, the advisor of the village. Okay, so they were known as the advisors of the village. So anyway, when we are studying marriage, when we're studying relationships and marriage for a person, what we're doing is we're looking at many different elements. We're looking at the seventh house. We're looking at the seventh lord. We're looking at Venus. For a woman, we're looking for Jupiter. In Navamsha, we're looking at the ascendant. Number one, we're looking at Jupiter, Venus, seventh house. Then, especially in Navamsha, and this is the concept we're going to get into deeper when we go to the second, third layer of our Navamsha series in due time, you will see the Tama positions of the planet. Ta, S-H-T-A-M-H, Tama position of planets, and how they work with how we work with this concept of taking a planet and counting the signs in Navamsha. So we'll do all this. But today I wanted to show you guys a very simple, beautiful concept of Karka Lagna. So let's say if somebody comes to you to ask you about their marriage, to ask you about their relationship, especially marriage, not even a relationship. Because relationships are very temporary. Sometimes a relationship may last for 6 months, sometimes for a year, sometimes for a week. A marriage is something that is very defined. Even if it doesn't last, it's defined. This was a marriage. This was the activation of Venus. So for that, what we do is you make Venus the ascendant and you study the chart from there. You study the chart from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a chart of a person. This was a long back that I did their chart. Let me see. want to make sure their information is cleaned out. Okay, and I also changed their city too. So I'm gonna share a chart, and here we go. Now, one thing I will say is that yes, I will share some negative information in this. So if you don't want to know some negative stuff, you don't want to know about negative things, then just don't watch it. But I'm just showing this as a very practical method. So if you look at this chart, okay, this person's a Gemini ascendant, and Venus, Sun, Mercury are in the 11th house. Okay, Venus is 10 degrees apart. Can you see it? I don't think you can see my cursor. So anyway, Venus and Sun are 10 degrees apart, and you got Saturn, Mars in Libra, Jupiter in the 7th house, right? And Navamsha Venus is in the sign of Leo. So let's forget the Navamsha for right now. Okay, that's a little too advanced, complicated stuff. Let's just make it very simple. We'll make Venus the ascendant. Oh, there's my cursor. Okay. So we'll make Venus the ascendant. So now we're going to study the chart from Karaka Lagna. So we're specifically studying for the marriage, not father. Okay, but I'll also show you that too. So when we look at or study the chart from Karaka Lagna, we're talking about Venus for marriage. But which house is the house of marriage? 7th house, right? 7th house is a house of marriage. So we will always look at 7th from Venus, because that's what Venus is a Karka of. It's a Karka of marriage, union, partnership. So this Venus has Mars and Saturn in the 7th house, while Sun, the enemy who is just as strong as Saturn, looks at the 7th house, while Mars is in the nakshatra of Vishaka. Saturn's in Swati. Venus is in Bharani. So what this shows us here, what for this person, first of all, when they got married, they did not understand, they did not realize, because it was semi-love, semi-arranged marriage, but this person was married to somebody who had a, bipolarism. They were bipolar. They didn't realize the mood swings until after marriage. This person also was alcoholic secretly. They drink excessively. And I thought I drank excessively. No. This person would finish like literally a bottle of vodka in one go. This person's husband lunged at them. They lunged at them. Like just spur of the moment, just would yell at them for no reason. And especially early in life, this person's spouse had many near-death experiences because of the fact they were drunk, they were driving, got into accidents. So all these issues and problems occurred. And especially once you make Venus the ascendant for this person, once you make Venus the ascendant for this person, Saturn becomes the Bhaddakesh planet, meaning for all movable signs, the 11th house becomes the obstruction planet, obstruction house. Lord of that is sitting in the 7th house. Okay? In Yudh with Mars, although it's not really a war because they're more than 1 degree apart. But guess what? Mars is the co-ruler of the 8th house. So two difficult houses lords are coming together. Then co-ruler goes into the 2nd house. However, this obviously is exalted. So this person has money. They make good money. But just from the Karka of this, and especially seeing Sun closely conjunct Venus, although Venus is not considered combust, especially in the modern day, okay, because obviously some planets are like 14 degrees apart, can be combust. 5 degrees and less is really combust, but Venus is very heated. And then sixth lord of disputes, fights, divorces is conjunct the ascendant. So obviously, you can see what this person has been going through or went through in their life. Just without looking at the Navamsha, we're not looking at Navamsha, and we're neither looking at the D30 chart. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but D30 chart, especially when we are looking and studying marriage, especially when I look at a chart of a woman, I always look at the D30 chart. Trim Samsa chart for marital bliss. This person has debilitated Sun in the 7th house. But again, I'm going too far, right? My brain automatically goes advanced. And I need to be sticking to basics with you guys right now. So just make Venus the ascendant and study the chart from there. See which planet is 7th from Venus, who aspects Venus, who's conjunct Venus, what planet aspects the 7th house. Okay. So this becomes one of the methods to, study the Karaka Lagna. Okay, it's quite simple. If anybody wants to give me their information, I can look at your chart live in front of people. If you're okay with me saying whatever the hell I might say. If you're okay with it, we can look at your chart from Karaka Lagna. But you better be making sure that you're okay with it. And you're not like gonna panic later on. So if somebody wants to give me their information, you can. Okay, so we will look at, hold on, this information. I need to note it down. Let's see, October 11th. Wait, you didn't give me your time of birth. Whoever gave me the birth details of October 11, 1989 in Germany, you didn't give me your time of birth. What's your time of birth? Okay, fine. We'll take Ricky Pick. I'll take Ricky Pick. So you're born 1990, 6/24. 1990, and then 11:24 a.m. And you're born in Punjab. Okay, so this is where's my screen here? So this is the screen of Ricky Chic or Ricky Pick, the username. So let's study this person. One thing let me see, I'm sorry. Okay, 9. Boom. Obviously, there's great interest in fields of land, real estate, and hotel industry. But obviously shows one would be attaining technical education. Yeah, technical education. Now let's look at your chart from, I don't know, I ramble on in my thing when I see a chart. But one thing I see here is that you definitely love eating salmon. and extra salted foods, fried foods. Most definitely a high sexual drive. But let's look at your Karaka Lagna. Nothing else. We're not looking at your Navamsha. We're not looking at your Trimsamsa. We're simply looking at your Karaka Lagna. So Venus is in the ascendant with Mercury, its best friend, in the sign of Taurus, Nakshatra of Kritika. Venus receives the aspect of Rahu. So, and then look, which house do we study? The 7th from Venus. 7th Lord is in the 11th house, in Pisces and Nakshatra of Revati. So, one thing I can easily say is that especially through marriage, your wealth will rise. All your hopes, wishes, and desires will come true. Your spouse is going to be your best friend just from looking at this. Your spouse will love doing fire rituals, yagnas, havans, and will love collecting candles. He will have a great desire to open up a restaurant, some food restaurant, food place, yet very skillful with, technically. Like she could be very good with like cutting hairs, crafting things. And one thing I see is that your spouse will love lighthouses. They'll have this affinity towards lighthouses. But mainly what we see here, especially if you notice, through Rashi aspects from Venus, Jupiter, Moon, Sun. Okay, Jupiter, Moon, Sun, Saturn, aspect your 7th Lord Mars. And then let's look at the co-ruler. We're forgetting the co-ruler. This is Scorpio, co-ruled by Ketu. Ketu is in the 3rd house in Cancer. So in the 3rd house, where malefics are welcome, Rahu, Ketu, Mars, Saturn are welcomed in Upachya house. And especially Ketu is in the most prosperous nakshatra of Pushya. So again, we see one will achieve great prosperity through marriage, through unionship with a person. And definitely your spouse is going to be a great cook. I mean, she may actually just be a culinary artist. And seeing that you are 28 years old, obviously shows me that the age of 22, you had a romantic encounter or relationship. Age of 24 happened, same thing happened. Next one is obviously the age of 24 followed by the age of 31. At 24, the month of September and December would have been the periods for getting into a relationship or romantic encounter. Next will be the age of 31, especially the month of September, February, and April. Now I know, what am I doing? Oh my God, look at my brain. I'm like going into, I'm going into a relationship consultation. Oh Lord. I know you probably enjoyed it, but you see my brain sometimes is like, it's on an auto drive. I was supposed to just do Karaka Lagna and then I get into the whole relationship thing and I just give out the whole spiel. But hey, you just got the relationship reading from me. So, okay, so anybody else wants to see their Karaka Lagna, Venus? Okay, let's do sun-kissed. Sun-kissed. This would... All right, so let's look at yours. I just need to put the information in. Oh, 23rd, okay. 2:09 a.m. Okay. Okay, man. We look at your relationship. All obviously shows me that 22nd year. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me share this. Okay, so This is the other one. I forgot your username, whoever this is. So obviously, the age of 16 and 22, you had a relationship. And next one will be the age of 28, especially the month of March, June, and October. However, if we are looking at your Karaka Lagna, Karka Ascendant, will make Venus the Ascendant. Fine. Venus is exalted in Revati. Wow, beautiful Venus. Almost to the exaltation. And Sun is far away. Sun is far away. Now, 7th from Venus is in the 12th house with Saturn and Mars. Okay? And Jupiter aspects the 7th Lord, Mercury, Saturn, and Mars. So, the first thing we see here with this particular Venus is that definitely you'll have a very good married life. However, your spouse is going to be either deal with especially government. They will either be dealing with surveillance or aerospace in government. This person is definitely a natural athlete, would definitely be having a lot of fighting and combat skills. And yes, you will have time to time arguments with them. You will. But it will be more of a passionate side. You will bicker with each other. Why? Because the 6th Lord of disputes and arguments is still with Venus. Sure, it is almost, 14 degrees apart or 12 degrees apart, but it's still there. However, Sun is in the sign of Pisces and Nakshatra of Uttar Bhadrapada. So naturally, it's just going to be a very minimal. And then Jupiter's blessing. So Jupiter aspects the 12th house. But definitely shows me your spouse will be dealing with some secrecy, some surveillance, or even in technology, he could be like dealing with some spying softwares. He will definitely drink, sometimes excessively. And he will be abandoned by his father. He'll be abandoned by his father. And will not really have the most happiest family life. He will actually have a very good relationship with your mother versus his own mother. Now, especially from Venus, don't just look at the 7th house also. Look at everything. Look at everything. So especially when we are looking at marriage, we can look at everything. 2nd house of wealth earning. So obviously, after marriage, your family sources, your family after marriage sources will be coming through a foreign, some foreign source and some behind the scenes source. Most definitely, your luck will rise after the birth of your first child. And if we look, especially definitely after April of 2021, let me see. Oh. Between, actually, no, I would say July 31st to October of 2031 is when the actual marriage would occur. And I know you guys can see my full software because I have like 2 other dashas open that I'm looking at. Okay, but we can definitely see a whole lot, just from uh, this concept. Okay, so I guess your brain is actually in the 1st house. Brain is actually the 1st house. Head, Aries. So brain is always the 1st house. But I would love to take more charts here. But see, that's why whenever I like to do this, because you guys always say, you always show celebrity charts. So I just love taking real people now. Like, hey, why not? Because that's how you learn. You see the actual real life. You see the real life planetary placement, real life scenarios of people. Okay. How long I've been on? 24 minutes, man. I still got some work to do. Oh man, look at that. Take one more. Where is my scroll bar? Yeah, I have two monitors now. One is like vertical. And it's like it's now hides the half my window screen. Okay, easy. So we'll look at Abhidi. This is the last one I'll do. Where is he? Okay, there he is. Okay. Oh, you said 4/11. Are you November 4th or April 11th? Please write the month in letters. So that one's no pick. You have to write the month in letter. We'll do Yashpal Singh. All right. So the last one. Ah, okay. Okay, man. Where's my screen so I can share this? Okay, so this is the horoscope of Mr. Yashpal. And obviously your Venus is in the ascendant, okay, with Mars, Mercury, Sun, Jupiter. And Venus is in Gemini. All right. I mean, you're an excellent manager. One thing I see about you, you will gain multiple ancestral properties in your life. And probably you're the eldest sibling. Yet you definitely get jealous very quickly. You will have unaccounted wealth. Well, anyway, okay, I don't want to get into all that. Let's look at your Karaka Lagna, meaning for marriage. So Venus is in the ascendant with Mercury, Sun, Jupiter, Mars. Okay. And seventh from Venus is co-ruled by Rahu and Saturn. Rahu is in Trikon in the fifth house with the aspect of Jupiter. Saturn is its own sign, Nakshatra of Uttarashada. Venus is in Maga. So one thing I see here is that, first of all, you're going to be finding someone very powerful from a very powerful family. Most likely your spouse will come from family of either government workers, patriots, freedom fighters. Your spouse will have a strong connection to places like UK, Monaco, Belgium, and Japan. Spouse will love name brand things, and spouse will enrich your life. Like she will put you on his throne, the lion's throne, known as Simbhasan Yoga. Simbhasan Yoga occurs when either 10th Lord is in the second house or 10th Lord is conjunct the second Lord, especially in the ascendant. So you have that. So if you make Venus the ascendant, you want to see what is this marriage going to do to you, right? So we see that 10th Lord is Venus itself, conjunct the second Lord Mercury in the ascendant with Jupiter Sun. Beautiful. And definitely, obviously, I can see that both you and your spouse will have very high sex drive. Like you guys will be busy 4 times a day, easily. The other thing I see is that your spouse will be a prolific writer. most definitely she'll have a desire to be in government or at least work in social welfare, social reform. Naturally, she'll be attracted to media. But your marriage, when we look at your marriage, marriage is going to be very beautiful. Just from this, marriage will be very beautiful, but full of passionate arguments. And again, I don't want to see, again, my eyes always go to the Navamsha, so forgive me on that. But I most definitely see that. Now, one thing I also see with this is that your spouse will definitely either will have a dog before she meets you, or she'll get a dog after meeting you. But definitely, dog will actually will bring great stability and prosperity. And one thing I see here is that spouse will be following, especially she'll be following something from her own lineage. But it's going to be a very, very passionate, I mean, see the way your marriage is going to be, you guys will fight, you guys will argue. But definitely that argument, that fight, that like two tigers going after each other is going to end up in the bed. That's how the marriage is going to be always. In a way, you want that. You want that spark. You want that spunk in the marriage. Okay, and obviously looking at the chart, you know, the 25th year was a very strong year for a relationship. 19th, 25th year was very strong, but 31st is the strongest. Jupiter is in actually 33rd year for you. 33rd year is very strong. But that's all I wanted to say. Okay. Yeah, I want to go back to listening to my book of Yogananda. That's what I want to do. I'm trying to finish my book, Autobiography of a Yogi, and at night, the only thing that I do till like 1:30 is I put these headphones on and I listen to that book. And I smoke a cigar, of course. Shut up. So anyway, guys, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. You don't miss videos and live feeds from me. And if you need a marriage consultation, relationship reading, go to my website, astrologykrs.com, under shop section. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with our Navamsha video. The planets through Ascendant Navamsha series, right?